Yes, I think you're right to say that Hamas had its headquarters in the Shifa hospital, and I mentioned earlier on that Hamas and other fighters in Gaza used hospitals, mosques, ambulances, schools, and UN buildings as military objectives, as places where they would operate from, which is, of course, illegal under the laws of armed conflict, even for a non-government group like Hamas. So their war crimes were, Israel's been accused of war crimes which it didn't commit. Hamas really hasn't been accused officially of war crimes, yet its war crimes are multiple, including using places like Shifa Hospital as military headquarters and launch points. But its war crime also, to come to your second question, is to attack Israeli civilians. Israeli military killed Palestinian civilians for two reasons. One, because the military objective they were attacking was so important, they had to risk the deaths of innocent civilians. Or two, by mistake, because either they didn't realize civilians were there, despite all the measures I've mentioned, or because the missile went to the wrong place, or a missile, let's say, hit a building which was thought to be a headquarters, but actually was full of explosives. That blew up, killing many people nearby. So these things happened. But in the case of Hamas, none of the examples I've mentioned are war crimes. They're not nice, they're horrible, but they are acceptable under the laws of war. Hamas, on the other hand, deliberately targeted innocent civilians, deliberately, to kill them. And if it hadn't been for Iron Dome, I don't know whether your calculation is correct, that 5 Israelis would have been killed for every missile. It could well have been something like that. Certainly the missile that I saw, many missiles flying through the sky there, but the missile that I saw that hit this house undoubtedly would have killed. Normally in that house, actually, the place it hit was a children's doctor's waiting room. And normally the doctor would have been there, and probably maybe 10 children or 5 children waiting to see the doctor, plus this girl that was there. So if that had hit, and there were, let's say, 5 children there, the doctor and the daughter, undoubtedly they could all have either been killed or very seriously maimed. So I think it's possibly something like that.